is that Lovepreneurship podcast. Today we're talking about that tax care checklist, that thing you need to make sure that you're not overpaying on taxes. Because listen, there's a lot of things that you need, and you got to make sure you document it off. You got to make sure that you're starting your year off tracking the right way. Because too many people wait to the last minute. Don't be a last minute Joe trying to scramble as it relates to your tax. Be efficient. So that really starts with the year ahead. So the moment you file your taxes, start recording everything that occurs for your business. It's important that you get more financial. It's important that you start to track. You got to see where that leak is, right? You got to see where that leak is, and it's ultimately a truth-telling exercise. That's ultimately what taxes is. So let's read through one of our course pages. This is one of the Lovepreneurship podcast grant courses that we're selling, taking it to the next level. We just lowered it. We don't do this often. We don't do this often. I'm telling you, it was a $24.97. It was a very, very good value because we really had it over upwards of 4,000, 5,000. We brought it down for the people just because we've seen a lot more grant need. We're seeing a lot more people ask questions because of the shutdown of the Gov Grants website. So there's been more need for people to get conveyances of resource. Because what ultimately is a grant, right? A grant is a conveyance of resources. Therefore, that would make tax a similar example of a grant, right? A conveyance of resources from what you've done for the year. It's also what the government uses to pay for its fiduciary expenses as your particular citizen, right? So it's the agreement. It's your agreement. So let's take a step back. So what are taxes, right? Taxes are your agreements. It is your way of making your payment to your government or your official on a yearly basis, right? On a yearly basis. And so we do this exercise every year because we are looking to track to see how much we are making, how much gross domestic product that we're producing, and what we're doing as a nation, right? We do this because we want to be able to track how we are taking things to the next level. So let's learn the differences, right? So let's talk about some. So taxes are inevitable, but overpaying isn't. You don't have to overpay. I don't know who told you you had to overpay, but they've been lying to you, right? Tax advising, so that's what we do. We do tax advising as well as tax preparing, as well as also tax filing, right? So we have our P10 number. So you need that, right? Somebody needs their P10 number if they're gonna really be filing taxes for you, right? So taxes are inevitable, but overpaying is not. So effective tax advising positions you to keep more of what you earn. You gotta keep more of what you earn, man. You gotta keep it right through strategic planning. And you gotta document and proactive financial structuring. You gotta be proactive in your taxes. So learn precisely how to be proactive in your tax advising. Make sure you protect your assets and maximize your financial growth because it's tax day. Tax day is 4/15. So if you haven't already filed your taxes, then you're playing games. You got to stop playing games with your finances and with your situation because these taxes could be what launches your business. It could be the investment your wife needs. It could be the investments your children needs, Julian. Make sure you get in there and tap into what they need, right? I see my brother up there, yo, to my bros up there. You know what I'm saying? Clearly identify and implement tax strategies, right? That immediately protect and expand your financial resources. I hope I'm talking to somebody out there that needs to hear this, right? Because I'm telling you, your people are already found you the same way you all have found us. Your people will find you, right? And why would they find you? Because you have what they need. So I have what you need because taxes is what you got to do yearly. That's what I love about this, right? You might be scared of IRS, but I'm not, right? Because we have a great relationship. So what is it? Analyzing your current tax scenario. It's all about the tax scenario. It's all about the way in which you are setting up or structuring your business, right? So identify immediate areas of improvement and saving when you're looking at your taxes. That's how you're going to save the bread. You're going to save the bread because you got to look into it. Don't just let stuff happen anymore, right? Don't, hey, do you like the fit? I know you're fit. Thank you, man. Fit check. Am I clean though? Right, right. I appreciate y'all. So y'all got to make sure y'all stay focused, right? And schedule a tax strategy session because in order for you to get your fit checks and take your fit to the next level, you got to be able to make sure that you are grinding, right? You got to make sure that you are proactive in your tax planning for that next quarter. So for financial intelligence is the foundation of wealth. Many entrepreneurs generate income but struggle to manage and grow and sustain wealth. Why? Because true financial success is not just about how much you earn, but how well you manage, invest, and keep, right? So it's not just about the money you're making today. How much of that money are you going to keep right? How much of that money is gonna really be yours? How much of that money, the moment you touch it, goes right out because of expenses? So another way for you to get your taxable income lowered, your tax liability, is through a business, right? Because it's all about looking at your tax liability. It's your tax liability that'll ultimately determine if you get a refund or not. And so many people are looking at the game wrong. This is a game that you got to learn how to play better. How is it that Amazon paid almost zero, if not zero, in taxes, right? How does a big company like that pay zero in taxes? Because they protect and they pay their taxes throughout the year. They pass their tax burden on to you, the consumer. And you, the consumer, are paying your tax liability throughout the year. So you have to be like Amazon and proactive and plan and make sure that you write out what you need, right? So schedule a tax strategy with me, your boy, the one that does this. You know what I'm talking about? They call me the tax boss. I know it. I'm sorry, let me introduce myself. My name is Michael Ofwani X. You know what I'm talking about? This is the Lovepreneurship Podcast. Today we are talking about your tax care checklist, what you need to take your tax strategy to the next level. We got tons of advisors on our teams, but my favorite one is my AI advisor, that advanced intelligence advisor that lets us take things to the next level, that makes financial intelligence the basis, the foundation of the wealth that we build for our customers. So we help customers stop trading their time, our clients stop trading their time, and put more money in their pockets. Right? We increase their ROI, we increase their return on their investment. So if you invested in us, we expect to get you your money back and then some. Your money better come back with your friends after you watch us. You feel me? If your money ain't coming back with friends, then you're playing. You know what I'm talking about? See, listen, we ain't going to the job because we like them. We go into the job because they pay us, right? So we got to make sure we pay ourselves. And if we can pay ourselves the same amount that this job is paying us, then we have just bought our freedom. You got to buy your freedom, right? So money should work for you, not the other way around. So wealthy individuals don't just make money, y'all. They don't just make money. Am I talking to somebody? They master cash flow, y'all. They leverage financial systems, y'all. You see what I'm saying? They ensure every dollar that they get has a purpose, y'all. So where is your dollars going? You don't need to ask for more dollars. You just need to do better with the dollars that you got. Does that make sense? You just need to do better with the dollars that you got. You don't need to ask the Most High for more, but carry on. Master cash flow management so you always know where your money is going. You got to know where your money is going. You got to implement smart money habits that build long-term wealth. So use financial systems that automate success and eliminate wasteful spending, right? So step one, understanding and mastering your cash flow. Your income is not your wealth. Your ability to manage and grow your income is, right? You got to be able to manage and grow your income, right? So 3 keys to cash flow mastery that I need y'all to write down. Y'all writing these 3 down? Make sure y'all writing these 3 down and sharing with somebody if they need to hear it. Track every dollar. And this leads right into taxes, right? Track every dollar. Know exactly how much money is coming in and going out. So many of us do not know how much money is going in and going out, right? Separate business and personal finances. I'm telling you, separate them too. Now, it doesn't mean lovepreneurship. What we do is you got to mix business together, but as it relates to the numbers and the accounting, you got to separate that. So never mix them. Treat your business like an entity. So every business has a different line item. Every business has a different role, has a different purpose in your overall structure. So think about that overall structure. And your businesses should be based upon your trust, right? Your trust as a family, your trust as a nation, your trust as a business, your trust as a entrepreneur, a lovepreneurship. Because what is a lovepreneurship? I also heard y'all out there. What is a lovepreneurship, right? Great question. So lovepreneurship is a formula. It includes a mompreneur, a dadpreneur, a childpreneur, all coming together for family business. When we come together for that family business, it's strength right here, right? So it's all about strength. Lovepreneurship is the strength, is the cure, is the answer we need in this day and time when we see a mom working for a bill, we see dad working for a bill, we see child working for a bill, and none of these 3 entities are coming together to work for one another. And so we must change that in this day and time. And so your household might be suffering through this disease, right? This disease. But you can get through this disease by being calm, by being patient, staying on purpose, and figuring out what you need to do on purpose on a daily basis. So this is what we did, what we have planned in our schedule. This is part of our scheduled live, right? And as we go on to our next schedule, you need to follow your schedule. right? You need to follow your schedule, but more importantly than your schedule, you need to make sure that you are tracking your emotions, because your emotion is smarter than your schedule, right? Your emotions are smarter than your schedule. So make sure that you allow your emotions, your energy, best better said, to guide you, right? You don't want to work a fight against your energy. You want to use your energy to work with you, right? Because that's how you get through the mental health, right? That's how you get through the depression, right? That's how you get through the anxiety. Because what is depression? Depression is fear of the past. What is anxiety? Anxiety is fear of the future, right? So don't be fearful of anything. And most fears always stem from a fear of failure and fear of success. So don't be fearful, because it's only success that you're looking for, right? So focus on success, and also know that in order to have success, you must go through failure, right? So if you truly love success, you can't be afraid of failure, right? If you truly love success, you can't be afraid of failure, because failure is part of the process. So do I have to clear a monthly cash flow? So let's ask some reflection questions. So do I have to have a clear monthly cash flow plan? Are there areas where if I lose money due to unnecessary expenses? Action steps: set up a weekly money check-in. You got to track your cash flow, right? So the answer is yes. You have to set up a clear monthly cash flow plan, right? You got to go there. You got to make sure there are areas and check where the areas are you're losing money, right? 5 financial habits for you to build your wealth. To pay yourself first. Save and invest a percentage of your income before spending, right? Save a percentage of your income before spending. Eliminate bad debt. Man, I'm giving y'all the game. Y'all better drop, man. I had to drop the mic on myself, man. Like, well, I'm going off. All right, let me. I ain't never done this before. I'm reading straight out the course, man. This is some good stuff out here, man. I'm learning it. Like, I might take up the price on y'all. I ain't even gonna play. All right, so pay yourself first. Save and invest a percentage of your income before spending, right? And then eliminate bad debt, high interest debt, steals wealth focused on paying it off, right? Automate savings and investments, make financial growth automatic. Use the 50-50 rule, 50-30-20 rule: 50% towards your needs, 30% towards your growth, 20% towards your fun, right? So for us, we're right now 80-20, right? You got to be more 80-20. We like that Pareto principle. You know what I'm talking about? So protect your wealth, have a business infrastructure, legal protection, and insurance. You got to make sure you're protecting yourself. So am I saving and investing before spending on lifestyle expenses? Great question. Do I have financial protection, business structure, insurance, or emergency funds? Great questions. So the action step you need for that is to set up an automated savings and investments to grow wealth passively. You got to grow your wealth passively. You got to get your wealth passively, right? You got to go, right? You got to take it to the next level. You need to manage your money. And in order to manage your money, you need your tax care checklist. So I hope y'all write down that tax self-care checklist. So what we already provided you all, you need to make sure that you are tracking everything, right? You then need to figure out how you're going to be structured, right? So that's number 2. How are you structured? Are you structured around your trust? Are you structured around a will? Are you structured around a LLC? Are you structured around a nonprofit? Are you structured around just your W-2s, right? And then number 3, we're talking about maximizing refunds. How do you maximize your refunds? You got to figure out which deductions you're eligible for, right? And in order to do that, we got to figure out if it's better to take a standard deduction for you or an itemized deduction for you. And so what's the difference? A standard deduction is a $14,600 deduction, automatic deduction that the IRS sets up for most people. Most people usually are around that range, right? And so what we are then seeing is that itemized deduction is what you would take is if you find that you have a little bit more expenses, a little bit more things throughout the year that surpass 14,600, right? So that's the amount. If you have exceeded that amount, then it's probably best that you itemize your deductions. And so I always let clients know, if you are going to itemize your deductions, you have to make sure your records are pristine. You have to make sure your records show that you've been tracking it throughout the year, right? There's no sense in being a last minute Joe. You might as well take your time and trump your taxes, right? You might as well not rush your particular flow, right? You might as well trump your taxes. Don't be a last minute Joe. Y'all get it. So, right, business owners need, right, a separate business bank account, right? So you gotta make sure that you're not mixing your personal and business finances. You got to make sure that you're protecting your assets, right? A legal entity, protect your assets and reduce your tax liability, right? Because the way you're structured will ultimately determine the way that you present the information and the things that you need to report, right? Because everybody has a different situation. Some people have a trust. Some people don't have a trust. Some people have W-Ts, some W-2s. Some people don't have W-2s. Some people have W-9s, right? Some people have Schedule Cs that they have to put out because they're business owners. Some people have 1099s that they have to send for other people, right? So what do you have that you are sending for someone else, right? Because you can also pay people as an independent contractor. You can also pay non-employment compensation, NECs, right? You can also have a miscellaneous a way that you pay people, whether it's through as a tutor for a particular programming. So it all just depends. What is your way, though? Because everybody has a different tax situation. And so to pretend like everybody's tax situation is the same, that's not good tax business, man. Y'all hear me, man? I'm dropping the mic on myself, man. Look, do y'all have a financial system in place, or do you manage money reactively? That's the question, right? That's the question I want you to think about, right? What is one financial system I can set up to make money management easier, right? What can you set up today? One you can set up is working with your boy, Funny Legal Group, Lovepreneurship. So you can set up one new financial system this month to simplify wealth management. So track through QuickBooks. You know, we tell our clients, we're TurboTax preferred, but ultimately we utilize whatever tax software we use because we utilize them all. We've done them all, and they're all similar. They all ultimately have to go onto the 1040 form or the whichever form that you're particularly using, depending on your situation. So ultimately, it doesn't matter the software because they all have to go back to the IRS, right? But let's also be real about the market share. TurboTax has a 70% market share. That can't be by accident. It's also by technology, and also means that they're very, very good relationship with the IRS, right? So you got to just utilize things that makes it very easy for you to get the job done, right? So let's talk about some common money leaks, right, that drain wealth, right? Number one, impulse spending. Money spent emotionally instead of strategically. Many people are spending money very, very impulsively, right? So don't be like that. Number two, poor tax planning, overpaying in taxes by not leveraging legal deductions, overpaying in taxes by not leveraging legal deductions. So many people should be getting back a refund, and instead of getting back a refund, imagine they're paying. That's why I had to do this. That's why I had to step in as a tax boss, because I'm like, wow, too many people should actually be getting back their money, right? And again, this is your money. This is money that you paid on, right? This is money that you took the time out for, and you're almost receiving 70 to 60% of it, 50% of it, to be honest, right? Almost 50% of it you're receiving, as opposed to if you just organized it in a certain manner, you would receive more of it. It's almost like looking at, do you want 80% of your money or 50% of your money, right? That's literally the question. And for some reason, people are saying 50%. I'll take that, right? Not realizing like all I have to do is a little bit more research, a little bit more patience, you know. I have to just see. I have to consult. So when you consult with these tax advisors, these tax preparers, you don't have to submit right there with them. See what they got you. Then go to another tax advisor, see what they got you. That's what I used to do back in the day. See what they got you, okay? See, and then now you have what they call a basis, right? It's called scholarship, right? You got to be able to see what it looks like over here, see what it looks like over there, and trend it together, and then you'll be able to have a cleaner picture. Because too many people are just rushing into situations or rushing into their particular advising structure, but they're not taking the time out to see, well, let me take the time out to see what's the best way that I can prevent this common money leak. And the last one, number 3, subscription and service overload. Paying for things you don't use. Oh my God. So 3 things y'all can do to put money back in y'all pocket, man. You hear me? Number 1, impulse spending. Number 2, poor tax planning. And number 3, subscription and service overload. Y'all are paying for things that you don't utilize. Man, this is true. Man, go to Amazon. I'm not telling y'all right now. Go to your Amazon account. I promise you there's a subscription right now. Go to your Apple, go into your settings, right? Go to subscription, and you'll see something there that you haven't used in a month, right? And if you haven't used it in a month, it's time to click, because another way to make money is to keep your money, right? We have to change the way we look at money. It is the same activity, right? If you're spending money, but yet looking for money, then making money isn't the problem. It's the way you keep the money. It's the way in which you are thinking about the money, right? So audit your monthly expenses. I see so many people, they are rush, spend, but they don't optimize themselves. They don't optimize their investments, their businesses, and really think about what is the best way for me to delay gratification. Because life is all about delaying gratification. And if you are unable to delay your gratification, then you will not have much. You will not be gratified in life, right? Because life is all about the patient, right? The patient, right? The patient against the impatient, right? Money is all about flowing. Money is always flowing, better said, from the impatient to the patient, right? Money is always flowing from the impatient to the patient. That is how money works. So it's just going whoever's more patient to hold me. You know, money just wants a place to rest, a place to be grown, a place to be secure. Man, like and share and subscribe, man. If I'm talking truths that y'all need to hear, things that are taking you to the next level, because so many people are running away from the truth of their finances. They don't have enough time to talk about their finances, but they got time to work. Think about that, right? We have coaches. We got coaches for singing. We have coaches for babies. We have coaches, not even for babies, really, honestly, not like that, right? Not as much as we need. But when it comes to financial coaches, right? We struggle with that. So audit your monthly spending, find out wasteful expenses, optimize your taxes, work with an expert, and take yourself to the next level, right? You got to reinvent wisely. Put money into your assets, not liabilities. So where are you spending your money? Where is your money going? You got to think about this, right? You got to think about this, and don't play yourself, right? Don't play yourself, and don't pretend that you're doing more than what you are, right? You got to be honest with what you've done up to this point, because it is the reason why you are wherever you believe you are. But where you are is more glorious than you realize, which is what I'm also understanding about life. So take your time out and appreciate your journey, because the more that you appreciate your journey, the more that you'll have in life. So I just want to leave y'all on reflection questions, things that y'all to think about, right? Am I thinking beyond my lifetime when making financial decisions, right? I want to leave y'all on some deep questions. How can I shift my focus from just making money to creating a lasting impact, right? How can I shift my focus from making money to creating a lasting impact, right? So think about that. And on that note, write down your legacy. Yeah, yeah.